Hey,
Hey,
hey, Chris. How are you?
hey, Robert. I've got this Pepsi by the sound of it.
You got Pepsi?
Yeah, I got this Pepsi. I got
Yeah,
this.
no, I heard
this
that Pepsi.
Yeah, geez,
It was very
sorry.
gassy Pepsi.
Sorry about that, buddy.
How have you been?
Rob, I couldn't be more tickety-boo.
That's great.
What's that I hear? Sounds light.
Some grape juice.
Sounds vinegary.
So how are things, Chris?
Rob,
I heard you were working the other night.
I was working the other night. I had do you know what? I was doing a BBC interview on Sunday for an arts programme, and one of the questions they'd forwarded to me was, "What's the most exciting thing you've ever done, or what's the best shoot you've been involved in?" And I was really wrangling my head because there's been you do good things and you enjoy stuff, but then the other night came, and I got to do stuff that was just fabulous.
You had a good time?
Fabulous. It was fabulous. Yeah, absolutely. I'll tell you what. We started filming at 5 or 6. Started shooting, and then we finished at 1:30. And I could have easily have stayed to 5:30, 8:30 another day. I could have went around the world doing it. It was just brilliant. A really different way of working. A really new way of working.
Right.
It was. What's that?
So I'm sorry, you shot what? 5 hours? 6 hours?
Yeah. I shot.
Or no, it's 7 hours.
Was it?
Would you say six to 1?
It was 6 o'clock to 1 o'clock. Yeah. Patrick's
7
just
hours.
leaving the room in case you hear some kerfuffling. You okay, son?
Is he singing dirty limericks?
He's not. He should be singing dirty limericks. We're all stressed at each other in the house at the minute. It was.
7 hours.
7 hours.
So how many images would you shoot in 7 hours?
I think I shot 2,000.
2,000.
Maybe two.
Cool.
Maybe two. How many would I have shot normally?
On your Canon?
Yeah. Maybe
50?
Yeah, maybe 50 or 60. Maybe 50 or 60. I can't remember those happy days. Those happy editing days.
So it was very easy editing?
What was I shooting?
That's all I have.
What ISO?
I've got 50 images. You want 49? Here you go.
What
I'll
ISO?
take one out.
What ISO was that?
Where were you? You were at night, right? You were shooting cars and stuff?
We were shooting a continuous take, a film continuous take, and the continuous take was only half of the film, and it was an hour 20, I think, something like that, an hour 15, an hour 20. And it was genius. It was absolutely genius. DOP was cool. Director was cool. Everybody was cool. It was really nice. Really small, tight team.
Cool.
I was shooting in zero light. I was shooting at 10,000 ISO.
Wow.
Car light and tungsten.
With your new A1?
With the new A1, yeah.
Cool.
It was.
Is that body A or body B? Did you get?
I got 3, Rob, because I don't want to.
You got 3.
Nobody wants to take a chance. You know what I mean?
One's for black and white, right?
It was body C. It was the fun body, just the one you take out just for a bit of a shakedown, because do you know what we were doing? Of course I can tell this story. We were the camera guy. The DOP was sticking the whole camera, not GoPros, the whole camera to the bonnet of a car. The actor was in the car.
Sure.
The line, the sound guy was feeding through phone calls to him. Then we would stop. We would literally stop, run out at full speed out of the van. DOP would take the camera off, and because we're shooting continuous, you imagine what it's like for stills. You just have to know what the crack is. So the first drive was me kind of just seeing positions and everything else. The first hour blocking. So I was going in, I was still taking shots, synchronizing our feet. So whenever we were running, we were all running at the same pace, same time. I mean, it was like we were running. It was like all night, drive, stop, run, get back in the van, shit yourself that you weren't getting the shots. Your camera was steaming up, the camera wasn't steaming up. All of that stuff, reviewing the stuff in the back of the camera to see what the crack was, looked enormously grainy. And and then you get back to the house and you are just excited. Excited.
Excited and exhausted.
Oh.
And you think you could have done another 6 or 7 hours of that?
I would need another, many batteries to go through, 2 batteries. The cold probably didn't help. I could, without doubt, have done another hour or 2 anyway. I could have done.
Do you have yourself a little power bank with USB-C?
No.
Power your camera?
No, I could have done that, Rob. That would have made sense if I was doing it again. These are the lovely lessons we learn in life, isn't it? Aren't these the lovely lessons? You know, for us amateurs, us semi-pros.
Yeah, I mean, because the great thing is the Sony has USB-C power, so you can power it through one of those little power banks.
Oh, I need to do it. Actually, you know what? For onset, it would generally be handy. I'm going to buy myself one. But what was good was what was scary was because I told you they were hitting me all this amorphic lens stuff, and they asked me really technical. I'm not a technical guy, as the viewers will know. So I had to ask Daddy Rob. But they were wanting me to hook up stuff. And whenever I get in there, it wasn't going to happen because I was going to have to be manually focusing. I had no focus putter, so it wasn't. I wish I had maybe given it a go, but there was no time. There was no playroom. There was no learning room. It was just get in, and you couldn't manually focus any of the stuff. Everything was on the hoof. Everything was fast. Even with the Sony, it was tight focusing in the dark. Do you know what I mean? It was such low light. But Christ, Rob.
Was he lighting inside the car at all? Was there any supplemental lighting?
There was a couple of LEDs in the car, but I mean, they were really low. This guy has vision. This was the DOP and the money man was over from LA. Do you know what the crack is whenever you're on set and everybody's really serious? And I mean really serious. This was as tight a thing as I've done. And they loosened up a wee bit at the end, and you got to see, whenever you come up to the wrap and everybody you get a glimmer of personality. It was good. It was just good. It was just good. It was just a great job. If I didn't do any other work for the next year, I could live in my head with that job for sure. Honestly.
That's great.
Honestly.
Wow.
And I haven't even went through the shots yet because I'm editing other stuff, and processing and editing. I've got at least 3 shots already that I've looked at that it's as good as stuff as I've ever taken. There you go. Big words.
Wow.
We should do more of this stuff, just talking about life. Shouldn't we? Instead of boring people with facts and fiction.
Well, you were talking before about the anamorphic stuff, and I've wanted to play with it. It's always been a supreme pain in the butt, though.
It's not dear, Rob. It's not dear. That lens wasn't.
No. It's not. It's not. I know, because the Suri stuff is really cheap, and I mean, if you buy it in the States, especially since there isn't really a UK distributor for it,
£200 and something pound.
No, it's not.
It is.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
You cannot buy a Suri lens, anamorphic lens, for £200.
You can.
Well, you send me the link.
Tell me how to spell it,
and I'll buy it. I'll buy it today. SIRUI. SIRUI.
You know I've read Age of 10, Rob, don't you? What you're doing is alienating yourself from the masses who love me. Siri 20. It was a 35.
35 1.8.
No, it was 2. No, it wasn't 1.8.
51.8. What's the 35?
Oh, you're right. 764. No, that's not it. That's not the lens I was looking at. That's all right.
Even Lucky doesn't like that.
That's okay. That's okay, isn't it?
No, I know. I was looking at them. They are cheap. They're they're a quarter of what. Lucky.
The 50. Oh, there we go. Oh no, it's not. I was looking
the adapter on the front end adapter.
Yeah. No, the adapter's not that cheap or not that expensive, but 500 quid.
No, there's a front end diopter that you can get from Suri, I think, that's a little cheaper, but they're a pain in the asses. Anyways, the whole idea behind the Suri things is usually you have to deal with two focuses, focus rings. You're constantly working back and forth against yourself. But the Suri is nice because it's one focus ring.
Yeah. Well, it was,
and they're relatively cheap,
and not massive either.
No, they're tiny for what they are. But they're only Super 35.
You know,
APS-C.
You know what this told me? If I should read you. Let me see if I can get the.
I mean, I would get one just to have and play with, but not right now.
Right, listen to this here.
Not the way things are.
Here's a note from the director. You ready? I like this.
Listening.
We're shooting the film in an Orion 40mm 2 anamorphic lens. Our DOP has a PL to E mount adapter. I never sent this out. It was like a shit attack. We also have 15mm bars and lens support. My suggestion is with the shots of, I won't tell you what the crack is there, the climax shot should be taken on this. We also have a 35mm lens E-mount. Both are manual. The Suri is lightweight with lens sensor coverage and only a 133 times squeeze. Now, to me, I've never learned Latin. You know what I mean? I've never, I imagine, and not in the 1920s, whenever they scalped you around the ear for not knowing what was going on, right? Et tu, Brute. I was like, oh man, you know what I mean? This is
Chris.
20 minutes before.
I'm going to get you a subscription to American Cinematographer for Christmas.
No, do you know what, Rob? Do you know what? No, I've got an even.
Actually, you know what? I have all my back issues here. I'll give you all my back issues.
No, will you?
There's.
But Rob, do you know
I think I've got 5 years worth of back issues.
Do you know what?
Dude, you just read that stuff. It's great reading.
I know.
Hidden. They are hidden treasures. There's so many tricks and tips in there that will, for lighting, for everything. They're great. If anybody out there wants to get into film, or even photography, stills, American Cinematographer is better than any stills photography magazine out there.
Oh, I would guarantee it. Do you know what, Rob? Picture this. We're driving about. It's dark. It is dark. And then we pull up. One of the shots is down a kind of a subway, right? And it's just orange light below. It's just. And he walks down. He walks down, and all I can think is, hooray! I've got one shot. And I get back in. I said it to the director. At least I have one shot from tonight. If I only get one, I'll be happy. It's incredible. Absolutely incredible.
Great.
Absolutely incredible. Absolutely. I can't wait.
That's good.
I can't wait to go in and be merrily disappointed with 99% of the shots, but at least I got one. And the thing is,
20 frames a second, man. 20 frames a second on the A9.
Well, they were shooting it too. They were shooting it. I know, Rob. I know it was like a drill, I have to say.
But you have to, man. Like, you just don't know.
There's no way around it, Rob. There was no way around
especially in the dark. Especially shooting in the dark.
But do you know what? You know what the most exciting thing was? The most exciting thing was that I genuinely, the pressure of not getting the shot was kind of lost a wee tiny bit on the adventure of. I felt like a boy again, jumping out. Imagine that, jumping out of a car. And not only that, one of the actors, him and I worked together.
Was the van stopped when you jumped out?
Not quite at times, which is nice. What was really nice was one of the actors I'd worked with in 2007, a guy called John. He was just, do you know whenever you meet somebody and you haven't, I worked with him a couple of times over the last few years, but his character was just absolutely spot on. And the lead was just delicious looking. He was something to behold. Whenever you look through your lens, you're just like, And I did say, I said he wasn't making any friends with his beauty. Yeah, I mean, I always say that. To try and try and butter up the talent. He was absolutely 100% right for the part. Just cool.
Cool.
Anyway. And that was great. I'm not going to keep going on about it. It was good.
That's all right.
It was good. An amazing actress from
So
Portugal.
you've had your camera now.
Mm-hmm.
You've had your camera now for what, a year and a half?
Yeah, probably actually. Yeah.
Are you happy?
No, Rob. With Sony.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't even spell Canon, to be honest with you. I couldn't spell. Now, would I?
Could you have shot the other night on a Canon?
No,
on your Canon?
Yeah, I could have shot myself for not being able to do the job.
You would have shot probably 4,000 frames.
No, you wouldn't have got. You couldn't have done it. You couldn't have went at 10,000 ISO or 8,000 ISO. There's no way. And make it look. Now there is a look, and there is definitely a look, and that plays into it. But in the Sony or in the Canon, there's absolutely no. What I have 5D Mark III. There's no way in God's green earth. No way.
Yeah.
Well, not only that, it's not. Of course, you're in silent, so you're banging away. But no way.
You imagine being in a blimp?
Well, you know what? Only because I could have sat on it and saved me bum from the cold. The blimp's here. I've the blimp here. What you see? Here she is. I can't for the life of me. Well, you can't get rid of them anyway. They're worth like 10p. You know what I mean? Oh, look, it's happened. Look at this. Look.
They're worth more for the lead than anything.
Look at this. Look. The lens cap has just perished in my hands. Oh dear,
wow.
dear. Oh dear. But I am going to use it as a lunchbox and film. I'm going to put my sandwiches in it. It's a new role of it. But you know what, Rob? Yeah, could you have done it in a blimp? I'm sure there's people that must have had to do it in blimps.
Oh God, yeah. Oh, there's people that. Yeah, I mean, there's supernatural, superhuman people that shoot all that stuff in blimps in the dark, and somehow they get something. And
well, you know what?
They're magic. They're magic.
I'm not saying it's an art house film because it's not an art house film, but it is. It has got. Oh dear, I'm just going to turn my mic around a bit. It's got something. God, I'm very dry skin. But anyway, it's been works picking up for the both of us. And it's here I should be. I have stuff behind me that people can't see. Jesus Christ. That can't be on camera. Not to be funny. I have to look back at that and check that, Rob. There's spoilers in that bit of paper. Things picking up. Life is
good.
Slowly. There isn't a lockdown, Rob, is there really? Do you think there's lockdown?
As you know, Chris, I've been walking around Belfast for the past 2 days, and considering all of the stores are closed,
a lot of people about.
I can't believe how many people are walking around downtown. And you know what the thing is for the young kids to be doing? They go out at night with their Poundland plastic bags full of booze.
Brilliant.
And they rent the city bikes.
Brilliant.
And they ride around in packs.
Brilliant. Getting drunk.
Yeah. And they find a spot, and they all stop, and they drink some more, then they go off, and then they all come back together.
That's the project.
And they have some more drinks.
That's the project.
What's that?
That's the project.
Yeah.
Bro. That's the project.
I've thought of a couple of projects, being out there, because I'll talk to you about it off air, but
no, Rob,
yeah, there's definitely
talk about it on
no,
steal your ideas.
I'm not going to do it. I want to talk to you about it, though.
Oh, I definitely do it. Robert, it looks like you...
Because there is some real... There's some real texture, is the word I want to use, going on right now in the city.
Is that drugs, Rob?
No.
No? Is that code word for heroin? No. Texture.
And you know what? There's these two little trailer cantina, little restaurant things.
Yeah. Oh, I know where you are, at the bridge.
I won't say where I am because the one has a lineup of like 100 people in queue to get their food. And there's 2 or 3 people working in their little kitchen with no masks.
Rob,
no masks.
Rob, you keep going on about these masks. What are these things you do? Are you living in 2021 when the pandemic?
There's all these people preparing. There's these people preparing food. They're wearing gloves, but they're not wearing any masks
because you don't need to.
And
you don't need to wear a mask anymore, Rob. Why? With the Brazilian strain, the South African strain, why would you need to wear a mask? We all know that it's not passable on from that sort of shit.
Yeah, it isn't. No. Same with it's not passed off surfaces either.
No.
Because you don't breathe and your spittle doesn't end up landing on surfaces. So that's all safe too. So don't worry about that.
You love the spittle. Rob, I have been so... The reason why this is late, everybody, I have to say it's totally my fault. Rob has been very, 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 very patient. I've been having a hard time with my youngest, who's coming off breastfeeding, and Leah had the injection, by the way, to tell you that, and hasn't been feeling great. She hasn't been feeling 100, hasn't been feeling tickety-boo. What's today, Rob? What's today? No, Rob, what is today?
Today's Women's International Women's Day.
It's Women's International Women's Day. That's what today is. So I think we need to take a few seconds, a bit of time out, to mention how great the women in our lives are. There you go. You're doing
a moment of silence, please.
Don't mock, Rob. Don't mock. There'll be messages. Don't mock. It is international, and rightfully so. Rightfully so.
Rightfully. A day, dude. A day. Out of 365 of them, a day.
It's too much.
1 day.
It's too much.
Ladies, you get 1 day.
Too much. Should be an hour.
And no offense. Olivia gets 365 days of her. I mean, I will do anything for her that she ever asks.
Listen, Rob, don't say that on camera because I've seen poor Olivia's face. I've talked to Olivia about you, and that's not the Rob she describes to me. The cantankerous old fart wandering around in his underpants and cowboy boots.
She doesn't talk to you. She doesn't talk to anyone.
Olivia and I talk. Why do you think Olivia is happy from a Wednesday? We talk on a Wednesday mostly. Hi, Olivia, I say. Hello, Chris, she says. How can I help you? And she says, well, can you just listen to me? We don't really talk. I just listen. She tells me stories about you, misgivings. And then I put the phone down and I write a journal. It's called Rob's a Shit. You maybe want to buy a copy when it goes live. Oh, God, forgive me.
So I've been walking around downtown Belfast.
Doing work.
And I've been shooting. Yeah, just like this little project that I'm working on. And, trying to see things in a totally new perspective.
Oh.
Because obviously everything's been shot before. Like, as soon as a building has been built, it's somebody shot it, and then 6, 10, 12 other people come in and shoot it.
But they're not Rob Durston. Are you lighting, Rob? Are you doing?
Well, today was close. Today I was contemplating lighting. Today I was gonna. I had a building to shoot, and I'll just say this: because of COVID, because of this lockdown, so many buildings are empty, and because they're empty, they're not turning on the electricity.
Love it.
Because they're not turning on the electricity.
They're dark.
There's no lights inside.
Yeah.
They're totally pitch black.
Yeah.
So I contacted this one building actually this morning, and I asked them, if they were going to turn on any lights or anything anytime soon. And they said, no, not really. Probably the next time we'll turn on the lights is in May.
Oh, Merry Christmas, everybody.
Yeah. So I second guessed thinking about bringing some lighting and in the middle of the day, lighting the building, and then obviously doing a comp thing, layers, painting and stuff in Photoshop. But it just, what's that?
I was going to say you need to ask yourself WWCJ, CD. What would Cruiston do? What would Cruiston do?
Probably.
He would just pay an enormous amount of money to a whole studio to get them to
get an 18K in there.
to get them to paint lights onto the thing.
Yeah,
that's problematic, but it's kind of sweet at the same time because you're probably creating two really interesting bodies of work. One being,
it is a good idea. What I'm thinking of doing is another project. So it is a good idea for either myself or somebody else to do, but it's a whole heck of a lot of work.
Rob, we love work. You and I, we love work. We love all sorts of.
I love work.
Aren't we? I'm saying
I'm the happiest when I'm working.
But aren't we saying? Are we saying that we do? You've more than one bottle. You clinked against another one. You've
that's
bottles.
lucky. She's
made of glass. She's made of glass. Lucky in her glass
she's
legs.
Demanding attention today, and
Lucky's glass legs. Oliver Jeffers is missing a turn. Lucky's glass. No,
my God, she's just. It's like a bowling alley.
You have more than.
We're at 27 minutes.
You have more than one bottle there. Rob, I love that we haven't talked about any stories. It's just me and you. People will love this. People don't care about us talking about. Well,
you have some good ideas with new artists and stuff, and introducing people to
art,
these new talents and stuff.
Yeah, we can do it occasionally, but let's as we go through life, let's just talk about ourselves and maybe open up a bit and say we're having troubles. I'm having a tough time at the minute. There's Lucky knows.
Lucky.
Lucky's my psychic dog. Lucky, will things get better for me? What's that, Lucky? Rob stuck in the well? Go tell
Timmy's
Olivia.
in the well.
Timmy's in the well. My Timmy's in the well. I remember sending a message to Leah's dad, or was it somebody? It was Leah's dad, I think. And Leah sent a message to her dad saying that she meant to say that something about her tummy wasn't well, but she wrote Timmy. My Timmy's not well.
Oops.
Yeah, it sounds like, doesn't it? Chris's Timmy's not well. She also, whenever, I'll be very quick, Leah used to have a dog called Ralph, and this is very, 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 very early on in the relationship between Leah and I. And whenever Ralph was going to the vet, he would get an erection, right? And what did Leah say to her mum? Whenever they were Leah's mum said, "Oh, Ralph gets a wee erection whenever he's going to the vet, don't be worried." What did Leah say to her mum? Chris has the exact same problem. Like, that was within weeks of meeting. They still laugh about it around the kitchen table. And it's not even true. I love going to the vets.
All right, Chris.
No, Rob, you have to tell me an erection story.
We'll do this. We'll do this again next week.
Tell me a story.
We're all out of time.
I bet we're not. I bet you have time to tell me. I'm still recording, Rob. Go. But I'm still recording.
You're recording for 12 seconds.
I'm going to count.
5,
4, 3, 2, 1. Yep. Recording.
Are you recording?
Yeah, hold on. Let me just check my sound values. Hello. Yeah, levels are good. That's me.
3, 2, 1.
Right.
Okay, off speakerphone.
Speakerphone. Yep, is that you?
Yep. little bit of dead air here.